When creating my music video, I use many different media technologies to construct, research, and plan it. Firstly, by researching what song I wanted to use. I already knew that I wanted to use a song of the pop genre, so use YouTube to look for an appropriate song. I wanted to find an artist that remotely knew, so the song would be appropriate. I found that YouTube was a bit too broad to find a specific song that I wanted to use, but found songs that I would consider. I then looked through my iPod playlist and friends playlist, target audience, to see if any artist stood out to me. This is where I found the album by Natalia Kills and decided to use the song Free for my music video. This song didn't have an existing video at the time, but there afterwards did come out with one. I then did some research on the artist for my blog using the site Wikipedia, as I felt this site has the best information about the artist. I decided to annotate the lyrics once I found the song. After I did this, I had a rough idea of what I wanted my concept of the video to be. I then created an animatic storyboard for my music video which showed the concept and different shots and scenes which I intended to film for the music video. I also wrote on the side of my storyboard explaining what I wanted to happen in the scene and how I wanted the shot to be filmed, low angle, etc. I then edited this using iMovie by uploading my filmed storyboard. I then put it together at the appropriate pace and cut certain shots to how I wanted them to be. This gave me an idea of how exactly I wanted my real video to be. I used my knowledge and research of existing pop music videos when creating and editing my storyboard to get inspiration for my own. I then began to use Hotmail to contact my actress and contact places where I wanted to film. I took photos with a Canon digital camera of my possible locations to see if they would be right to use the concept what I had. After deciding that a shopping mall would be the best idea, I emailed Canary Wharf to ask permission to film. After the rejection email from Canary Wharf, I then got the all clear to film at Stratford City Westfield, where I filmed my shopping centre scenes. To film these specific scenes, I used the Nikon D90 SLR sorry, that I borrowed for a few days from the media department. To film the rest of the scenes, I used a Sony HD video camera to film the majority of my footage. Both of my camera had a great quality image and emphasised on the brightness that I wanted my video to be. The quality of the image would also have an effect on when I uploaded it to YouTube as a final video, as my audience could watch it in HD and the high quality that it was filmed in. Once my footage was filmed, I uploaded it and started editing it using Final Cut Express. The reason why I decided to use Final Cut rather than iMovie is because Final Cut is much more advanced in terms of production, and you can do many things on Final Cut that you can't do on iMovie. I was able to use effects and transitions more easily and effectively on Final Cut. For example, the split screen used in my music video was rather complicated and couldn't be done on iMovie. I already had a little experience using Final Cut before from my Year 11 course, which helped me develop my skills even more. However, there was some things that I didn't know and needed to learn. When I finished my music video, I uploaded it straight to YouTube and used social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter to share my video and get feedback for it. I then posted a survey on surveymonkey.com asking questions to my target audience to see what the final feedback was and to see if I received feedback that I wished to receive. I posted the link to my survey on social networking sites Facebook and Twitter, and also used my college email to send the survey around to a few of my target group. During all the planning, making and researching, I used the website blogger.com to create a blog that documented all my work. Blogger is a really good website to use to do this, as you can see other people's blogs and comment and receive comments about your work. I found this extremely useful during the whole production of my work. The other media technology that I used was Adobe Photoshop CS3. This was to create my ancillary text. I found it easier to use Photoshop because you can just YouTube and search tutorials if you weren't sure on what to do. I preferred to use Photoshop rather than Illustrator because I found it more complex, so I stuck to Photoshop. It was easier to make the outline of my digipack as I just had to draw squares using the Squarebox tool. I found it easy to place text in Photoshop too. This was because you could directly copy and paste it, or even just write it using the text tool. I used the text tool after downloading the appropriate fonts from dafont.com and using it straight from there. I think I preferred using Photoshop as I already had experience from it last year when creating the music magazine, so I knew what to expect from using it this year.